Ladies and gentlemen, within 1 minute, we will begin the 20th International ALCoB Conference. For distinguished speakers and guests joining from Seoul, please put your mobile phones into silent mode. For those of you joining from Zoom webinar, please turn on your camera. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the 20th of International ALCoB Conference. My name is Soyeon Lee, a program specialist at the Institute of APEC Collaborative Education. It's my great honor to MC today's event. In the times of global pandemic, digital-based school operation and distance learning are essential. We also need a close global education cooperation. In this regard, the 20th International ALCoB Conference shares the best practices of on- and offline classes. We'll also take a look at examples of cultural exchange between students and teachers in APEC. We also have many more presentations about the AIV, APLC, ASLP, and AEP. I thank everyone joining today's informative conference here in Seoul studio and online via Zoom webinar. Please do not leave the Zoom and stay with us after the session is over to take group photos. To begin the conference, I'd like to share the overview of the ALCoB projects in 2022. First, I must explain what ALCoB and ALCoB are. APEC Learning Community for Shared Prosperity Project, which was suggested by Korean Ministry of Education and approved by APEC since 2003, has continuously developed along with the history of education cooperation between member economies. In 1999, Korean president stressed the importance of e-education. In 2000, Korea proposed APEC Cyber Education Cooperation at APEC Forum. In 2003, the ALCoB project was endorsed. Since then, the IAC with Korean Ministry of Education actively implemented projects to achieve education cooperation among APEC economies. In 2020, a new project for school leaders in the APEC region was launched aiming to enhance school leadership competencies and school leaders' digital literacy. In 2021, an online exchange ecosystem is being created and developed, represented by Online Education Cooperation Platform, isnet4edu.org. Early next year, the platform will be elaborated and have a showcase with member economies seeking for your partnership and supports. The objectives of ALCoB are three. One, to narrow down the digital divide of APEC. Also, it is to promote knowledge capacity of APEC members. Lastly, through ALCoB, members can promote collaboration through various human exchange and capacity building programs. Let me briefly explain about ALCoB, which is the core human resources of the ALCoB project. ALCoB's four main principles are autonomy, understanding, cooperation, and volunteer. It is a global learning community for teachers, students, and sponsors of APEC member economies who support common prosperity of APEC through resolving the information gap and disseminating healthy education. By participating in APEC education cooperation projects, ALCoB is committed to being a self-directed, practicing sharing and with others and creating a global community together through cooperation. ALCoB is worthy of being the only education community in APEC contributing to the APEC vision of economic integration and comprehensive growth through APEC international education cooperation activities. There are three main pillars projects that belong to ALCoB. First, in the below, there is APEC Learning Community Builders, that is the human resource foundation of ALCoB project. ALCoB is a mere gathering, but a collaborating vision community that participate in APEC education cooperation activity. Second pillar can be activities in detail participated by ALCoB. There is AIV that dispatches teachers with expertise in education cooperation. ACP, which invites participants of education side of economy, and the workshop that support capacity building of ALCoB. Third, there is ALCoB Conference, likely today, that shares activities of ALCoB, which is an APCJ, which is a publication that contains the best practices among with policy trends of APEC economies. An online portal management system was improved. As you saw in the previous slide, the number of the visitors increased gradually. Also, there is an online blog and cafe that shares up-to-date news on ALCoB activities. I'd like to introduce an online platform for global education cooperation. It is for school networks and project archive within and beyond APEC region. As of today, there are 162 schools from 7 member economies registered. The economies are Indonesia, Korea, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Russia, Chinese Taipei, Thailand, and non-member economies such as Bhutan, Kenya, Guatemala, Cambodia, Serbia, Nepal, Colombia, Mongolia. Those who seek for partner schools to have school-to-school global exchange program, or those who want to know about the trend of school exchange projects are welcome to this platform. Once you register your school here, you will get opportunities of school exchange program with schools abroad. Now let's see the major outcomes of 2022 ALCoB projects. The first project is ALCoB Cooperative Project. With the help of the IAC, teachers from different economies are matched. Students can proceed collaboration in various subjects. The subjects vary from movie making, robotic, agriculture, to language and science studies. This year, 17 projects were selected and they implement exchange program as partner schools. This is the second project of ALCoB. ALCoB Professional Learning Community is a research association composed of domestic and foreign ALCoB teachers to promote globalization and education section. There are 5 researches going on this year, as you can see. Additionally, 3 clubs for global education cooperation are running by the region. Next project I would like to introduce is the ALCoB ICT Volunteer. It is a knowledge-sharing activities for in-services teachers in member economies to exchange teaching methodologies using cutting-edge ICT and enhance cultural understanding. It focuses on narrowing digital divide and expanding human network within the region. APEC Entrepreneurship Education Program is a capacity building program which is designed to foster the participating students in depth global entrepreneurship, knowledge, and skills in the region. This year, there were 13 participants from 5 economies. Under the theme of Next Generation Enterprise to rebalance inequalities in the APEC region. The students provided education contents on social entrepreneurship in the region. APEC Future Education Forum is APEC's largest professional forum, held with the purpose of bridging the knowledge gap between member economies and presenting a vision for future education in APEC region. Apart from AFEF, ALCoB Conference is a venue and festival for ALCoB members to congregate, strengthen its network, and shares outcomes and insights for ALCoB activities. In 2022, there were 800 participants from 20 economies and 3 international organizations have participated in the APEC Future Education Consortium project. Under the vision of narrowing down the digital divide, the APEC e-learning training program is being conducted. The program consists of 3 rounds a year, targeting different policymakers and governmental officials. Now I'd like to talk about the APLC e-learning training program. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, it has been through online since 2020. There were 25 alumni who completed the training program. So we have 945 alumni in total from 12 member economies. APEC Community for Education Innovation is a project that contributes to the knowledge and information gap in APEC by conducting global joint research involving scholars and education policymakers and promoting educational innovation by driving and implementing practical global education cooperation projects. APEC School Leadership Program is a training program for school leaders in the region, aiming to achieve the education trickle-down to effect by enhancing school leaders' competency, digital literacy. In ASLP, school leaders share their innovation practices and they conduct collaborative studies to analyze and reform their schools. This year, we plan to have this program in December for 70 school leaders. We look forward to collaborating with more member economies to meet the common goal, which is narrowing knowledge and information gap for prosperity. Should you have any inquiries or suggestions, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you very much for your attention. Now, let's begin the ALCoB Cooperative Project session. We have two outstanding teachers from Korea and the Philippines who implemented 2022 ACP. The presentation is about exchange the culture between Korea and the Philippines with art and play using ICT. Let's invite Ms. Jiun Lee from Seoul Dongshin Elementary School and Mr. Oli Igredona from Katmon Integrated School. Let's welcome them with a big round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today is a really meaningful day. Thanks to the Korean Ministry of Education, Institute of APEC, Collaborative Education, and all of the teachers and participants, again, thanks for being here today. I'm really honored to be invited to this glorious International ALCoB Conference as a presenter. Before we go any further, please allow me to introduce our ACP team. I'm teacher Jiun Lee from Dongshin Elementary School in Korea. I teach third grade students. And this is my partner, Mr. Oli from Philippines. He teaches fifth grade in Katmon Integrated School. Now he is joining with us in the Zoom, and he will continue to explain after me. The name of our project is Exchanging Korea and Philippines Culture with Art and Play Using ICT. Here is a brief outline of our presentation. Project outline, activities, impacts, future plans. This presentation is divided into 4 sections. The aim of our project could be listed as the following. First, we would like to develop multicultural sensitivity and let them feel the pride of traditional culture by exchanging traditional culture experience. Second, this project is a progress of becoming a global leader. We hope students understand the international connection. Finally, there are lots of ICT methods regarding art and play. By sharing the ICT usage, we thought we would narrow down the digital divide. We started this ACP project from April 2022, and we are still ongoing. School informations are same as I mentioned before, so I will pass. I thought it would be useful to divide our ACP activities into 4 big topics. 4 big topics are introducing each other, culture exchange, play and art using ICT, and social issues exchange. Okay, let me turn to the first topic. It's introducing each other. Our students first met in April through the Zoom. All of the students were keenly excited to meet the international partners. We had time introducing each other. Next thing I'd like to share is our school life video project. We made a video of how we spend our time at school and how our school classrooms look like. Let's watch a part of it together. And before, please excuse me for cutting it from time to time. I think there is some kind of technical problem here. The video cannot be shown. So I'll just pass. This is a video about our school life. So students go everywhere around the school and they try to introduce which classrooms are in our school. And oh, it's working right now. Yeah, and this is another video of my partner school, Catman Integrated School. Mr. Orly made this video for the students in our school. Yes. For another activities, we visited the partner school virtually through Google Earth. If we enter the name of our destinations on the Google Earth site, the Google Earth takes us straightly to the place. So the Google Earth program was quite enough to attract students' attention. And we also made a pamphlet of each economy's information and we shared it in the Zoom. It was a memorable moment because we became closer to each other. Let's move on to the next topic. It is culture exchange. We learned that the Philippine folk song and also the folk play called Sasaraang Bulanglag. And if you can see in the video, we could find out how delighted the students are. Yeah, it's a traditional play and students are still playing in the break time right now. So there is a tagger and another students around the circle. Yes, it's called Sasarang Bulanglag. This is another traditional activity called tinikling. It's a Philippine folk dance. And this folk dance called tinikling is included in our Korean PE textbook. So it means it's famous also in our country, in our economy. This activity felt like a cultural combination because we could play tinikling to all kinds of traditional music, including Korean music. We cannot hear the sound, but the students are playing this folk dance to the Sasarang Bulanglag, which I mentioned before. Not only the Philippine tradition, we also enjoyed our own Korean traditional games. And last month, we sent our culture box to our partner school. Students came up with lots of ideas of what to send. We discussed what might be the best present to the partner school. So the culture box contained the Korean traditional craft, food, and some games. But the sad point is the box didn't arrive yet. Our students are still looking forward to hear the arrival news. Yes. And this is the photo of students experiencing Korean traditional instrument called janggu and haegeum. Our students wrote a book report after reading Philippine folk tale, and we also enjoyed each other's traditional food, clothes, and some art craft activities. Let's move on to our third topic. It is play in art using ICT. Mr. Orly and I used Padlet a lot to share and exhibit our results. This is a great online platform because we could gather all of our projects in the same feed and anyone could see it. We also used Google Meet and Zoom platform when opening the virtual meeting. Due to the corona pandemic and long-time online classes, students were already accustomed to using this kind of online tool. The next program is called Songmaker, and I would like to recommend this program to the teachers who are planning to make a very interesting music and AI collaboration class. Literally, it is a song-making program, and with this program, students can conduct music easily. This is one of my students' project. There are lots of blanks in the score. So if you click the blank, each blank refers to a particular sound. So when you finish completing your own drawing, it's same as completing a musical score. So if you just click the play button, You might hear the results. I'm sad we could not hear the sound here, but it was very amazing. The next activity is called Google 3D Animals. It's kind of an AR activities. And through this ICT program, we made our class a zoo. All the students invited their favorite animals in the classroom, and we could meet the animal whenever and wherever we want. The name of the program is Google 3D Animals. This program is called Blob Opera. We can make an opera very easily through this program, and you can find this program in Google Chrome. And the 4 characters represents each parts of the opera, such as like alto, tenor, and soprano. So you might enjoy this program. And from now on, Mr. Orley might continue to explain the last topic of our activities and the remaining contents. Thanks for listening, and hope you all enjoy the remaining presentations and the conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much to my teacher partner from Seoul, Gongsen Elementary School, Miss Jion Lee. Kamsahamnida. Annyeonghaseyo everyone. Good afternoon and babuhay. My name is Orly Tridonia from Patmon Integrated School, Department of Education, National Capital Region in the Philippines. And now to continue our project presentation, please allow me to share our activities on social issues exchange. Hold on. Wait, it's not working. All right. Our students were able to make posters on how to prevent COVID-19 pandemic. In this activity, the learners were able to showcase their talents and skills in poster making. Not only that, they were also able to promote and strengthen awareness on preventing the spread of the virus. Sorry, we also had poster making on environmental issues like Earth Day celebration. Students were able to promote international awareness of environmental protection and earth conservation. So let us take a look at their impressive outputs. And these are some of the activities that they had accomplished. It's all about environmental issues, to be aware of our world connection. And for our impact or reaction of students, they were open-minded toward accepting the culture. They understood the international connection, and they felt the pride of traditional culture. And of course, with all those activities, they were able to use ICT and online platforms. For our future plan, we will continue to communicate each other to sustain the project, because we believe that by constant communication, we will be able to talk many topics to exchange using the online platform like Messenger, email, and discuss things to further improve the project. The first thing that we agreed upon is to plan to share both values and traditions in our future lessons. Say, for example, the act of pagmamano and the notable Korean vow, which is to show respect to parents and elderly. Next is learning each other's famous festivals or fiesta here in the Philippines and national celebrations, of course, to commemorate or give thanks to the patron saint, for example, for the abundant blessings or to celebrate something significant. And we will also teach the different seasons of both member economies to our learners. In this way, they will be aware of the weather and climate of each country. Then we will also share and compare each other's national symbols as an identity of one's country to promote patriotism and love for our nation. And lastly, we will try to share different online strategies in teaching, like the use of Kahoot, teachable machine, quick draw, and so on. And of course, someday, hopefully, to visit each other's school in the future. So that would be all. So again, that would be all. Thank you so much. Salamat and kamsahamnida.
Thank you very much for sharing your project, Ms. Jian and Mr. Oli. It's been my great pleasure to see different groups of people getting close to each other after the culture exchange program. After Teacher Lee and Gredona shared, students could enhance ICT capacity by using online platform like Padlet, Google Meets, and Zoom. Thank you very much once again. Now, let's invite Korean and Thai teachers. Their project focuses on getting local mind to be leaders whom the world needs. Let us welcome Ms. Jongmi Park from Gupo Middle School and Mr. Pishanon Takeha from Chitralada School to share their presentation. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Hello. My name is Jongmi Park from Korea, and I'm a Gupo Middle School teacher in Busan. It's really an honor to make a presentation in front of many teachers today. My partner is Mr. Pichanon from Thailand. He is a teacher of Chitralada School in Bangkok. I will explain our activities first, and next teacher Pichanon will present about reaction of students and result of our project later. Our team name is Let's Go Together, and we tried to learn and understand each other's cultures and get local mind to be leaders whom the world needs. Okay, we will start. I will present according to this order. Two schools joined our project, Gupo Middle School in Busan and Chitralada School in Bangkok. A total of 42 students and 5 teachers joined with us. Our purpose is like this. 1, to learn cultures from each other. 2, to share opinions on SDGs and find ways to practice in daily life for a better world. 3, to understand and respect multiculturalism and to get local mind. We had online meetings 3 times The date and main themes were these. First meeting was on July 18th. We introduced ourselves, our school, and city. And second meeting was on July 9th. We exchanged culture. And third meeting was on August 6th. We shared opinions for SDGs like that. I will explain one by one. This is the picture of our first meeting, and we met on Zoom. And Korean students introduced our school and Busan. This is the video that introduced our school. It was made by Korean students. Because of time, I edited the video.
Sawadee!
I'm Kim Do-kyung, who just announced. I'll show you about our school and students. Let's go! This is a library. There are many events, so there are always a lot of people. This is a library staff room where only the book club members can enter. This is an auditorium. The volleyball club students are playing volleyball. Only third grade students can enter student cafe. I can't wait to become a senior.
And this is the video that introduced the Chitralada School and our project to the students of both economies.
Hello everyone, I am teacher Pishanon Sukuntakeha, and I'm gonna make a short video presentation to give you guys some brief information about Chitralada School, the place where I'm working. And finally, I would like to say that we are glad to work with ALCoB, and we are also glad to work with Gupo middle schools in South Korea to hold an exchange program. We hope that our students will learn a lot about our cultures, and we also learn a lot about SDGs through this program. Thank you so much.
And these are PPT slides of our second meeting. Korean students had painted Korean traditional folk painting minhwa. This is hojakdo. There are a tiger, magpie, and a pine tree. And then we made a video and presentation to teach how to paint hojakdo for Thai students. And we sent the materials to paint hojakdo on the paper fan for Thai students. If we could do co-teaching at online class, it might be better and it would be more meaningful for all of us, but it was not easy. So we sent all materials, and when we met on Zoom, we explained how to paint with PPT and video. This is the edited video that shows Gupo middle school student painting minhwa. It is also made by my student. These are pictures of the students who were painting, and another picture. This is Thai student. She painted hojakdo on the paper pen. And also Thai student taught us how to cook green curry and pad thai, and Korean student cooked pad thai at home with the recipe learned from Thai friends. And this is the third meeting. Gupo Middle School students introduced our activity, plugging, and suggested their thought about how to keep our environment clean and what we do and what we can do and what we should do for clean environment. And Korean students present another experiment that we visited the UN Memorial Park and announced there about our thought on peace. And these are documents that Thai students wrote about SDGs. From now on, teacher Pichanon will present about that.
Hello participants, I'm teacher Pishanon from Chilada Schools in Thailand, and now I'm going to work on the second part of the presentation. Let's go on talking about the third activity. For Chilada School, I assigned the student to find photos or pictures that reflected the problems happening in Thai society. I also let them share their ideas and propose the possible solution to all of those problems. And the result was satisfying. The students talked about different problems like poverty, gender inequality, poor environment, and so on, which were all connected to the ideas of SDGs. And myself, I do believe that this would let them realize more about the roles of SDG as the guidelines for the whole world to develop our global society. Next, I'm going to talk about the reaction. We have two ways to learn about the students' feedback. First, teacher Park let her students share their opinion through the interview. And in the interview, the following three questions were asked. 1. What do you think is the most memorable activity you had during this activity? Question number 2. What has changed about you through this international exchange? And question number 3. What would you like to do in the activities next year? Also, teacher Park prepared 2 short videos of her students' interview. The first one is the video of Miss Yo Kyung Kim. Let's see the video.
Hi, I'm Do Kyung Kim. I'm in the 2nd grade of Gupo Middle School. Introducing the school and learning Thai culture was impressive. I always thought school was a place I didn't want to go to, but I got affection for school by filming the school introduction video. And I was nervous to hear that Chicharala, a school that had international exchange with us, had a lot of experiences and was good at it, but I felt close as I got to know their culture one by one. Talking to each other about topics such as peace helped me think from many perspectives. I was able to analyze the problem deeper and wider by thinking about the commonalities and differences and problems of Thai and Korean society problem. If I have an international exchange next time, I want to make a team with my school friends and foreign friends to communicate with each other in the team and do activities together.
Very nice comment. And the next one would be the video made by Miss Jibinju. Let's watch.
Hello, my name is Ju Ji-bin, 2nd grade of Gupo Middle School. The most memorable of the activities are set introduction and picking because they both had a little bit of a hard time, but they were proud. If I continue to work next year, I want to know more about the culture of other countries. It was so fun to introduce our country to Thai friends while having an international exchange and take pictures together. I really want to do it again next time I have a chance.
All right, thank you so much. And for me, I asked the students of both schools to share their feelings and the things they have learned on Padlets. Most of the students showed their gladness in getting to know some friends from other economies. Also, they said that they had fun sharing ideas and cultural information to their friends. And some Korean students told us that they had fun learning about Thailand and Thai food, and definitely lots of students in this activity told us that they really want to visit their new friends home when the COVID-19 situation gets better. And finally, we have reached the last part of the presentation, which is about the reaction of the students and the conclusion. After the activities, we could see that the students have learned about the following things. First, they have learned a lot about cultures. The presentations the students make let them learn a lot about history, cultures, as well as food and tourist attraction in Korea and in Thailand. Also, Thai students had a chance to learn about Korean traditional arts, which was a fun hands-on activity. And this time, I would like to thank Teacher Park for providing us with material from Korea. Second, the students learned a lot about SDGs. They also exchanged the ideas about different problems happening to the cultural, economic, and social status of their homes and proposed the possible solutions, which would help them realize more about the roles of SDG as the guidelines for the world's development. Last, the students also developed their language skills. The presentation they made let them practice their research skills. They had to find information from reliable sources, organize the information, and present the information in a creative way. Anyway, it seems like the activities focused too much on presentation making and rarely gave the students chances to interact with one another. So this paved the way for the development of the activity next year. Next year, I think it would be better to have the students individually join the activities from their home. This way, we could let them practice speaking through pair or group discussions, which could be done in separate rooms. And that was all about the exchange activities of Jeolla School and Upong Middle School. Last, I would like to thank Teacher Park for making this activity possible. Also, I would like to thank the students of Jeolla School and Upong Middle School for the hard working in making wonderful presentations. And finally, I would like to thank you guys, my dear participants, for your kind attention. Thank you so much. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much for your presentation, Ms. Jongmi Park and Mr. Pishanon. By drawing minhwa and cooking curry, students would have experienced different culture in a funny way. In this case, they go beyond cultural activity, aiming sustainable growth to solve real-world problem. Next, ALCoB University students, as known as the ALCoB U, conducted a project about cultural exchange and peace education. Let us welcome Ms. Sujan Sahut from Prince of Songkhla University, Thailand, Ms. Lin Suju from National Taipei University of Education, Chinese Taipei, and Ms. Soyoung Hwang from the Korean National University of Education. Let's welcome them with a big round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very pleased to be here as a representative of the ALCoB U member. It is a big event for me and I believe for all the fellow university students. Today, I'm here with my two friends, Ms. Lin and Ms. Soyoung, who will be presenting on the topic Introduction of ALCoB U and Peace and SDGs Education. I'm Susan. I'll start with introducing you to our 2022 ALCoB U.
I'm sorry. There is a technical issue at the moment. Please wait a moment, please. Sorry for the inconvenience. They're checking the laptop. It is on now. Please wait a moment. Miss Susan, you can go ahead now.
Okay, so thank you. I'm sorry for the technical problem. I'll start with introducing you to our 2022 ALCoB. So next slide, please. Okay. This year, ALCoB members consist of university students from 6 economies, and those include 11 students from the Republic of Korea, and we also have students from Indonesia, Malaysia, Chinese Taipei, and Thailand. 2 students from each of these economies. Last but not least, we also have 3 students from the Philippines. So there are 22 students in total. Next is our purpose, or the long-term goal is first to exchange ideas for active global education cooperation activities, and also to discuss and plan our ACP project this year. And here are pictures from our first meeting back in May. We did some ice-breaking sessions and met some of the last year ALCoB members. So it was a very great experience. Prior to our meeting, we determined our main objectives. First is networking. Through discussion, we exchange ideas and cultures, and then we get to build connections with each other. Second, discussing social issues. In our meeting, we discussed mainly the topic of what currently happens in our society, the causes, the effects, and what are the solutions to solve these issues. And finally, we work on our project relating to social issues that have been discussed. Here are 2 issues that we have chosen as the scope for our projects, and they are peace education and SDGs focusing on climate change. In order to complete the project plans, we have divided our members into 2 groups. And today we have Ms. Lin and Ms. So-young as the representatives for each project. First, I would like to bring up Ms. Lin to explain about our peace education project.
We are waiting for the next speaker, Ms. Lin.
Hello, I'm Sui Lin. It's an honor to share our project in peace education to you all. For Peace Education Group, we designed a curriculum including 2 sessions based on PBL. Our goal mainly aims to provide understanding of peace to students and implant a global citizen mindset to them, helping students bring this experience back into their personal character, enhancing harmony for future generations. The 2 courses focus on the building of the concept of peace, respect, and cultural differences, both using PPT slides as learning tool, also a learning guideline booklet to show each progress during the class in detail. The object is set to elementary school students in 1st grade to 3rd grade in Asian economies. During the process, we will go through brainstorming, discussions, and demonstrations to encourage them discovering the similarity and differences of each other's ideas in communication with others. Please make the course itself an exercise in the core idea of promoting peace, which is to present ideas to each other and learn to listen. Next, I will go through PPT slides that we'll use in the course and guiding online booklet to introduce the course content. At the beginning of the first lesson, in order to understand the children's prior knowledge and concept, we will invite the children to explain their thoughts on what is peace and what might we learn in the peace education class. Then we will divide the children into groups and ask them to compile and share their answers. After sharing, the teacher will put up all the answers into the word respect as the core idea. Through videos and PPT materials, the teacher will teach the attitude of respect, peace, and building concept that students can bring into their daily life. Then designate different places in life for each group and ask them to think about objects and practice that they can actually implement the concept of respect using a mind map, then share it to the classmates. Session 2 focuses on the issue of cultural differences. The teacher will first introduce the definition and explain examples of cultural differences, and let the group come up with their own examples and further discuss conflicts that may happen in these situations. Then, letting students demonstrate them by doing role play to show the outcomes. Finally, invite students share what they learned in the whole courses and sum up for the class. That's all for the plan of Peace Education Project. Thank you. From now on, Ms. So-Young Huang will introduce about SDGs, climate change education.
Good afternoon. I'm So-Young Hwang, and I will present about our second project. The name of the project is SDGs, Climate Change. We try to find the things that are helpful for students who are going to live in the future. Through discussion, we concluded that knowing about Sustainable Development Goals, called SDGs, will make students interested in living together, think about the future, and prepare for the future. Many of the goals in SDGs are related to the environment and climate. So we narrowed the subject to climate change. These three activities are the main part of the project. First, learning about curriculum on climate change in different economies. By knowing various educational methods and contents for climate change education of its economy, we can apply these things to our project. At first, we just planned to do only learning, but we thought that's not enough. So we decided to add these contents when we made media contents. Second, learning about the response to climate change in different economies. We plan to add these contents to the current news. We hope that students who read the current news will consider about the global response on the climate change by knowing its economy's responses. Also, we look forward they will decide to do something personally to solve the climate change problem. Third, creating media contents for climate change education. We considered how we could deliver the contents to as many people as possible. So we decided to create media content. These days, students are much familiar with media. So if they learn through media contents, they will remember that for a long time. Also, if we make media contents and upload it on the internet, everyone live in everywhere can see this. During project, we had a Zoom meeting to specify our plan and to discuss about the topic. Based on the plans and results of the discussion, we had research about the contents like this. From now on, I will present about the result of the project. First, we made current news about information of overall climate change. The title is Human Threatening Climate Change. It contains reasons that we have to pay attention to the climate change, reason for the climate change, phenomenon caused by climate change, and solution of the climate change. And we are proceeding events about this current news to pay people's attention. Second, we made current news about international law that is concerned with climate change. It contains the contents of UN Conference on the Human Environment, UN Conference on Environment and Development, Kyoto Protocol, Paris Agreement. Third, we made current news about refugee and related international law. It contains the concept of climate refugee and the needs for changing the international refugee law. Fourth, we made current news about ALCoB members' opinion about climate change. We look forward to know that the perspective on climate change of various economies. Besides this, there are more current news that we made but don't upload it yet. Lastly, I present about our future plan. First, we will have Zoom meeting to finalize our project. Second, we will posting additional current news on Instagram. As I told you, there are more current news. For specific, there are current news about the climate change education and response on the climate change of various economies. We will upload them on November 14th, 18th, and 21st in order. Last, we will write the final report. That's all I have prepared for you today. Please look forward to the rest of our project. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing your insight of peace and sustainable development education, including your own activities. It seems very meaningful that students from different economies gather together to solve climate change issue. We hope you to carry on the ALCoB activities, International School Student Network, and good friendship. Now we are going to listen to the 2022 AIV. Two teachers from Malaysia and Indonesia will share with us the inspiring presentations. Let us invite our first speaker, Mr. Nur Nizam bin Zanel from SMK Canossa Convent, Malaysia, with warm applause.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Annyeonghaseyo. I'm Mr. Nur Nizam bin Jamal from Malaysia. Before this, I'm teaching at SMK Canossa Convent, Malaysia. And now I've been promoted to the Department of Education at Malacca State, Malaysia. Okay, so I represent the AIV ICT virtual training teachers from Group 1 from 4 economies. And I would like to introduce to you about what is the training or is about our training at ALCoB ICT volunteer or AIV volunteer AIV virtual training. Okay, so first I would like to thanks to ALCoB and APEC to give me the opportunity and to give us the opportunities to do the grade to enhance our knowledge about ICT and robotic as well as the sensors and microprocessor. Okay, so let me continue with me. Me myself, I'm Noniza Benjamin. I'm ex-ICT teacher at SMK Kanusa Convent, Melaka, Malaysia. Now enrolled as Assistant Director in Students Affairs Department, Department of Education, Melaka State, Malaysia. This year, I'm 38 years old and married. So from my education, from my ICT involvement, I've got Digital Utilization Technology Award and Melaka State level, Microsoft Certified Educator and MIE Expert. Also, icon teacher for virtual learning, Melaka State level. Okay. So, the digital is the world of future. We need to pursue it to be successful in the future, or else we would be left behind. It is our choice. Okay. So, we need to pursue the digital world. We have no other. We don't have any other excuse. We need to pursue it, or else we can left behind. Okay, so the AIV activities, we have 5 days of learning. The one is online collaboration tools and unplugged education. We study about how to teach, even if the place didn't have any connection of internet. Okay, day 2, we study about Google My Maps or Community Maps. We can pin the maps and we can explore the maps together with our students, and installation of CodeWiz and Coding School 3 software. This is the main things that we learn from AIV activities, CodeWiz and Coding School 3 software. And then day 3, we learn about automatic LED light and electronic fluid using CodeWiz. This is the CodeWiz device here. Day 4 is AR face and art reactor using CodeWiz. Day 5, we use mode light using voice, and we create mode light using voice, and we study about Korean culture. Okay, so this is the activities that we have done successfully. The AIV training involved 4 economies: Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, and Thailand. Each economy was represented by 40 outstanding teachers. That's made 160 teachers. Each teacher provided with 2 CodeWiz device. Okay, CodeWiz device is around $100. So this is very outstanding for us to get the CodeWiz device. The participants were divided into 5 groups according to their economy, with one assigned as learning manager. Every participant was given an access to the learning management system. The participant had to use the LMS or learning management system according to the schedule. Then we discussed and collaborated with each member in the group. Each group created a video for every single day. We used Canva and Adobe Premiere to make video accordingly. Around 2 p.m. each day, we combine with other economists for further discussion and presentation of the video. After we completed the training, we were assigned to teach our students or fellow teachers on how to use the kits, aka CodeWiz. After that, we send the videos and report in order to get a certificate. Okay, so this is our progress, the collaboration part in Microsoft Teams, in Canva, in Coding School, and etc. And then this is our group from group 1, Merdeka team. We have 8 participants. And from Indonesia, okay, from the Philippines, Thailand, and this is our group photo. Next is the all participants of ALCoB Conference. Okay, so what challenge that we get? The quiz kits delivery was delayed for Indonesian participants. Okay, therefore, we volunteered to help them in the training, but the Indonesian teachers creatively created game with Scratch or Wizard School software. So they produced something new, something according to the LMS, but it is new and creative. And we eagerly wanted to connect with other economists, but our medium of social media technology was not like other economists. We finally used Facebook Messenger as the main media to connect with each other because Messenger is widely used in APEC region. It is difficult to collaborate remotely with each other. Hence, we use Microsoft Teams, Google Drive, and Canva to collaborate and generate videos. And the last one is the Philippines. We like to thank the DPEC of the Philippines who organized the Philippine teachers to be together in a place. We also enjoy watching them collaborating face to face. They produce the nice video each day. Okay. So this is the practical that I've shown my students. Okay, welcome and very good evening, everyone. Okay, so for today's lesson, I want to introduce to you the code quiz. Code quiz is the coding device made in Korea, okay, for study the AI, artificial intelligence, and automated system. Okay, so for the Industrial Revolution 4.0, IR 4.0. Okay, this is the success with Codwiz. Okay, angkat jari. Okay, cuba tu. Wah. Wow. Cik disco pula. Wow. Wah.
Ada dengar.
Okay. Okay.
Macam ambulans
Okay.
punya ni. Macam ambulans TV.
Okay. Okay, this is the certificate that I've got, and every teachers that enroll in this activity get this certificate as well. And the Codwiz, we got every teacher got 2 Codwiz device, 2 boxes. And impacts and future plan, it is hope that in the future we will introduce and teach our teachers and students with Codwiz in design and technology class, create some automatic device using Codwiz model, and connect with other economists and share the invention with Codwiz microprocessor and sensor. Okay, and the last one is about our feelings. So before we enroll to the activity, we feel so nervous because it is a new experience to us. While the activity, we excited to use and explore the kit, and after that, we happy to know other participants and satisfied with the process of learning, the outcome of the course, and the experience or knowledge we gain throughout the course. So the recommendation, we use Codwiz learning in design and technology subject from primary level, then make the syllabus interdisciplinary with English, science, mathematics, and music. For secondary level, students need to create their own device according to the Codwiz application and sensor or with their own coding with Coding School. So I think that's for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing your experience with us, Mr. Nur Nizam. As teacher Nur Nizam shared, digitalization happening in every sector of industries, and we are here to apply those innovative changes. This year, I must say that AIV program is certain the one contributing to the education digitalization. Good to see you again here, and thank you. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Dewi Leslati from UPTD SMPN 5, Budong Budong in Indonesia, for the second AIV presentation. Please welcome her with a big round of applause. It takes time to share the screen. Please wait a moment. Ms. Dewi was a learning manager of Group 3. Thank you. Please go ahead. Ms. Dewi, we cannot hear you. Can you check your microphone? Yes, now we can hear you. Thank you.
Now you can hear me? Okay. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I'm Dewi Lestari, and I'm here as a representative of AIP 2022. When I joined with this training, I got a new talk about how you understand your goals and what to do to achieve them with these 3 steps: think, learn, and succeed. First, let me introduce myself. My full name is Dewi Lestari, and you can call me Dewi. I live in Topoyo, Central Mamuju, Indonesia. I'm bachelor degree from State University of Makassar, and my major is Engineering Education of Informatics and Computer. And now I work as informatics teacher at SMP Negeri 5 Budong Budong, Central Mamuju, West Sulawesi Province, Indonesia. You can access more information about me on my webpage, dewi.id, dewie.id. Okay, talk about my motivation to join AIP 2022. The first time I know about AIP was from the dissemination training that I attended, which was held by fellow teacher in Indonesia in 2021. And at that time, I immediately thought I have to attend this training next year. Why? Because this training is very sensible with my job desk as an informatics teacher. Obviously, this activity is very sensible to support my job as an informatics teacher. The second is improve my skills in ICT and English. In addition to improve skill in the field of ICT, because this is an international activity, it will also indirectly help me to improve my English skills. The third is collaborate with another teacher from other economy. It is a very special opportunity when I can gain knowledge and experience with teachers from other economies. And the fourth reason is to share my experience and knowledge through another. I want to be able to share this valuable experience with other teachers in Indonesia. Talking about our training activity, there are 3 stages. First, daily learning, hands-on activity, and dissemination. First, about our daily learning. It is for 5 days from 8 to 12 August. We studied through courses every day, and what material was accessed through LMS Coding School. In the morning, we studied with fellow group members. My group discussed through a Zoom meeting. And in the afternoon, the activity continued with a wrap-up meeting with 20 groups from 4 economics. Next, for hands-on activity, we got assignment to check 5 videos and explain how to use the ICT kits in teaching to someone who never had the ICT training. Here's my video. My video summary, I explained course 1 to 3 to my students in grade 7, 8, and 9. Next, I explained course 4 to my fellow teachers at SMP Negeri 5 Budong Budong, and I explained course 5 to one of civil servant in the Central Mamuju government. Okay. Third training activity is about dissemination. I combine this dissemination activity with Canva's workshop by the term optimizing Canva as a learning medium. The content of my dissemination, what is AIP 2022, utilizing online collaboration tools in your classroom, unplugged education for computational thinking, introduction of Korean culture, and how to join AIP 2023. In my dissemination session, there were several things we had been discussing, such as application of online collaboration tools, Padlet, Canva, and classroom screen. Furthermore, we talk about the application of coding school tree and CodeWiz, how to make a code program on coding school tree until the output results are visible on the CodeWiz tool. Here I demonstrate LED light and finger flip. I started the dissemination by introducing the AIP 2022 activity and explaining 3 online collaboration tools, Canva, Padlet, and classroom screen. After that, I explained about computational thinking and then introduce the CodeWiz tool and the coding school tree program. Next, I demonstrate 2 types of product from the training activity, LED light and finger flip to fellow teachers. After the discussion session, I explained about Korean culture. Coincidentally, at our school, we are already familiar with Korean culture because some of us like Korean drama and there are BTS fans in my school. I also write all of the activities about AIP in my own website, dewi.id, as one of my online tools for teaching. Talking about the impact, I divide impact for 4 sections. The first, impact for myself. Through this activity, I realized that you can achieve your goals by applying these 3 steps. First, think and set your goal. When you have set your goal, you can focus on achieving them. The second is learn. Learn what step you can take to achieve that goal. Here we can apply the concept of computational thinking and get the algorithm design for troubleshooting guide. What is computational thinking? Computational thinking is a skill to think critically and logically, to put things simply. It focuses on a problem and how to solve it. Think of the problem as the way how to achieve our goals. There are 4 parts of computational thinking. The first is decomposition, break up a task into a small aspect. The second is pattern recognition, skill to find similarities and differences to predict the next step or pattern. The third is abstraction, find the general principle that generate the pattern. And the last is algorithm design, develop step-by-step instruction to solve a problem. We can teach this concept to students so that they understand their goals and they understand how to find ways to achieve them. Next, impact in my classroom. Before this, I always worry how to teach programming in my class in an easy way. And the experience at AIP gave me a new and interesting medium for students. My students are very excited when I saw the light turn on when it gets dark with CodeWiz Kit. In 8th grade programming lesson, I used coding school tree to teach them to make games and also a combination of light and finger flip programs. I will continue to use coding school tree and CodeWiz to teach the class and explore more about programs that my student and I can make. Next, impact to my colleges. This tool is not only useful for me to teach ICT, coding school tree and CodeWiz can also be used as a fun teaching media for other subjects. Like the sample beside, I made a simple calculator using the coding school tree program. This project can be combined with CodeWiz, like a red light flashing when a student gives a wrong answer and the green light is on when the students answer correctly. Besides that, we can also create animated storytelling for language lessons, even a question and answer game like the calculator game. And for science lesson, A program for detecting body temperature can be made with a touch sensor on the CodeWiz tool, and the light is set to red when the temperature is too high. Next, impact for the others. I don't want this benefit only to be known by students and fellow teachers in my school and area. For that, I provide a special tab related to AIP on my personal web, and I share articles related to this activity so that anyone can access these information from anywhere and anytime. After this, I will also soon release articles related to this conference on my website. I hope more people can find out about this very useful event. About my future plan, I divide for 4 sections. The first, for myself, I will learn more about programming. I will improve my skill in programming. I'm currently taking a Harvard University CS50 class, and I dare to take this step starting from AIP 2022. And I will further explore various kinds of online collaboration tools as additional learning media. Next, for my students, I will give more program using Coding School Tree and CodeWiz to hone their logical thinking skills. And make an LMS as a learning system that can provide students learning needs anywhere and anytime, like the Coding School LMS that we use during this AIP training. My team and I have created an LMS on my school website before, and now I want to make it on my personal web, especially for the subject I teach. Next, my future plan for my colleges. To share with fellow teachers, I want to hold regular workshops that discuss the use of ICT in learning and introduce any programs that can be made using Coding School Tree, even though they are not an ICT teacher and they don't have the CodeWiz, so we can still make teaching media only with the Coding School Tree software. And I and my fellow informatics teacher community in Central Mamuju will hold regular training for fellow ICT teachers to improve their quality of informatics learning in our area. And next, for my future plan for public, I will continue to provide articles related to the use of ICT in the learning process, and then provide video tutorials that are connected to the articles on web and YouTube channel. Now about my feelings and recommendations. The first thing I felt when I was selected as one of the AIP 2022 participants was happy and excited. This was the first international event I participated in. The second is engaging, and what made it even more special was that the organizers of this event were from South Korea, where the majority of people around me really admire Korean actors. And here, Korea has become one of the dream places to visit, and I had the opportunity to take part in this activity, very interesting. The next feeling is challenging. This training was challenging for me because this was my first experience in a training that required participants to be able to work together without meeting face to face, and we were in different places, even at different times. But this is a very valuable experience because after this, I realized that there is no limit to learning and working together while we have the will. Next is inspirational. Maybe from my explanation earlier, it was seen how the AIP training was very beneficial for me. Even the way the organizer prepared a folder for each economy for us, where we collected the assignments, it was inspired me to do the same thing to my students. I'm inspired even by small things like that. I can say that AIP 2022 training has opened my eyes to see things in a new way. What I used to think was impossible is difficult now. I think that there's a way if you want to try. There is a way if you want to try. Honestly, before joining AIP 2022, I was just an ordinary teacher and a housewife with an ordinary routine. After participating in this activity, I realized that there are many opportunities out there that I can achieve by continuing to learn and develop myself. I started setting new goals and bigger dreams, one of which I said earlier that I'm currently attending Harvard University CS50 class. This training is for Indonesian teachers, and this is the cooperation between Harvard University and the Indonesian Ministry of Education, and I'm listed as one of the recipients of the scholarship program. I may not dare to register for this program if I have never participated in AIP 2022. My recommendation, I have felt the benefit of this program, so I want you keep running all IECE projects that are already running to spread wider benefits. I want more educators who can also feel and then share the benefits of this program. Assigning several Master of Trainers for the AIP program in each economy, so that there are representatives who can help to reach and spread the benefits of using ICT to more educators in each region. I think that's all for me. Thanks. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you for your enthusiastic presentation, Ms. Dewi. Teacher Dewi gave us a great idea to plan for the next AIV. I promised that the IACE would do our best to invigorate ALCoB community among ALCoB alumni. Thank you. Let us move on to the next presentation. From 2021, ALCoB teachers began a research community. It is called ALCoB Professional Learning Community. We have two presentations today. The first APLC presentation focuses on invigoration of ALCoB community in the region. Let us welcome our first presenters, Ms. Unju Lee from International Youth Media Press and Ms. Anne Michelle S. Medina from Tagumpay National High School in the Philippines, with a big round of applause.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my presentation. I'm Tasha Lee and working for International Youth Media Press and one of the ALCoB community members. Let me explain my background briefly. I've been working and studying for curriculum design and professional learning community. That's why I've been enjoying this research team. First of all, let me thank you all for coming here today. It's an honor to have the opportunity to address such a distinguished audience. Let me start by saying a few words about this presentation. Professional and learning and community. These key words are ALCoB community, definitely. But what are we supposed to do for near future education? As you might know, we have been struggling with the face-to-face project and some activity with this community. That's why we need to discuss this topic. As you can see the screen, our topic is invigorations of ALCoB community in the regions. It's going to be high time to talk about the act of making our community members feel fresher and healthier and more energetic. So this study explores participation and overall satisfaction of ALCoB community activity and project, and also community engagement factors and hampering factors. I'd like to introduce my research team briefly. I'm here as a presenter. We've been working together with Ms. Kim this year. So let me move on to the research process. From April, we have focused on a proposal and plan and team building and collecting data. From August, we have conducted the survey and focus interview and analysis of research result. In my presentation, I'm going to focus on a specific data and idea and activation plans from two kinds of methods. First one is questionnaire. 67 participants in this participated in this interview, and in-depth interview is the six participant. So from this result, I'd like to introduce our research participant. Most of teachers' subjects are English and elementary homeroom teacher. And also in-depth interview participants are very active ALCoB members recently. Let me explain the result of this study. As you could see, please take a look at the first questions. How many ALCoB activity and projects do you participate in? We asked. They said ALCoB workshops and international education cooperation, professional training, conference, meeting. Yes, I'd like to address these figures that many ALCoB members are participating more one-way activity than interaction activity. We could say that means passive experiences, so we need to think about the more interactions. Let me move on to the next slide. We have explored also overall satisfaction with the ALCoB community and activity. Although overall satisfaction with the ALCoB community, activity, and project is pretty high, but it does not show high satisfaction and expectation in terms of community activity. So I'm going to go on and highlight what I can see as a main point of some factors that make a better community. So first one is engagement factor, and second one is the hampering factors. Engagement factors, these are interest and willingness to participate in an international exchange, and they really wanted to improve their professional skills with this activity. And hampering factors, and these are time and space constraints and lack of opportunity for community and discrepancy from school reality. I'd like to put the situation into some kind of perspective from in-depth interview analysis. Some teachers says, when it comes to this professional learning community, since it started voluntarily first, so spontaneity is always an important factor. So there should be a motivating factor to bring out social drive. I'd like to discuss in more depth in implication with this conclusion from these research. First, we need to self-organize, such as communication platform and social connect. And also, we need to self-mobilize, such as community newsletter, continuous delivery of information or documents. And also, we need the cooperation with the coworkers. We expect a kind of specific professional activity and meaningful relationship with the senior researchers or members and mentor. And also definitely we need a support from organization. This is kind of, we could think about long-term views, community activation letter of success. So let me move on to last slide. I'd like to think about significance of activation plan and idea here. Come to think about ALCoB community activation, and we are kind of network of groups. So network of groups that enable sharing and integrations with diverse knowledge and your experiences and perspective, and also attitude and practice. So I'd like to finish up with this last page. We could share the passion and interest and understanding, and also work toward the common goals. It could be a wonderful community. Thank you so much for listening my presentation. I'm going to introduce one of my team, foreign teachers. Next speakers are reading visitors, Miss Anne. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation, Ms. Lee. Ms. Teacher Anne is connecting with the Zoom. Thank you for your patience and understanding. While Ms. Anne is connecting, I would like to leave a short comment on Ms. Lee's presentation. After listening to and seeing the result of the survey, I strongly feel that we need to build the community among ALCoB members stronger. Teachers here, please, thank you for coming today once again. It's a first step to be in the ALCoB members and to build our the membership stronger. Thank you. And we are still waiting for Ms. Ann. She's a teacher from the Philippines, and I heard that she is working really hard on this research project. Ms. Ann, the stage is yours now. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Am I heard, Ms. Oyon?
Yes, please.
Okay. To our host, the Korean Ministry of Education, the organizer, Institute of APEC Collaborative Education, to our lead shepherd, Professor Dongsun Park, honorable officials, speakers, and guests, mabuhay. Today, let me share the findings and recommendation how about the Philippine economy boost the invigoration of ALCoB community projects in the region by sustaining professional learning communities through spaces and network and connected network. ALCoB has been instrumental in the continuous development of the Philippine economy's human workforce by leveraging ICT and teacher training. The effort of the organization was localized and institutionalized as evidenced by the annual conferences launched in 2019 before the pandemic, which centers on the changing landscape of education, teachers amidst Industry 4.0, leveraging ICT, and strengthening leadership. And in 2021, at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, where the focus is on leadership in the pandemic, partnership in the new normal, virtual initiatives, and packaging of knowledge products and services. In this short but meaningful study, we have 43 educator respondents who participated. 7.5% are kindergarten teachers, 47.5% of them are elementary school teachers, with 35 junior high school teachers, 5% are senior high school teachers, and 5% are administrators. We have an in-depth interview with 2 ALCoB teachers who are actively participating in the project. A mixed method approach was used in the study using survey, interview, and content analysis. The survey tool in the form of a questionnaire was provided by the Korean APLC team lead, Ms. Kim Jin-hye. It was adopted, modified, and endorsed by the Philippine Department of Education International Cooperation Office. It was distributed online through Google Form to ALCoB member teachers, and it was left open for a week. The survey was supported by an interview with 2 active ALCoB teachers who shared their experiences about the ongoing virtual exchange projects with fellow members in the region through ISNet online platform. To strengthen the findings, several videos and social media posts were visited and analyzed to verify the existence of such initiatives. Using the survey tool, 38 or 95% of the teacher members claimed that they have not participated in any of the ALCoB projects this year, while 2 or 5% of the respondents said that they have at least participated in 1 to 2 projects. 5% of the respondents have attended the ALCoB workshop, and 10% attended the AIV. The reasons are due to time constraints, not being familiar with ALCoB, no opportunity being given, some being newly hired, and because of change management. Their overall satisfaction rate is 15 to 20%. During the interview, it was revealed that teachers' reason to participate is rooted in the opportunity to personally grow, adhere to the standard of global education, learn from other economies, understand culture and tradition, and build partnerships. Teachers' knowledge about ALCoB stem from the endorsement of DepEd International Cooperation Office and through their colleagues' recommendation. As to research contributions, teachers believe that their experiences account for the sustainability. It is also contributed to how they mobilize their learners, structure the agenda for research and exchange and partnership, as well as partnership and input to the continuous improvement. Progress in the research community is still on the plate, or a work in progress. In the study, it was also learned that professionalism is highly valued by the research participants. ALCoB's contribution is an institution in the region. Although findings may be conflicting due to teachers' awareness of the program, a review of Facebook posts and video conferences was searched using hashtags on Facebook. Videos revealed the many programs and projects by ALCoB through shared learning spaces and connected networks like the virtual exchanges during the pandemic. A lot of new products and services were developed that are worthy of project packaging. For the conclusion and recommendation, we have 4. First, an equal opportunity should be given to all participating members, not through random selection. Number 2, intensify marketing and promotion of ALCoB projects using brochures, leaflets, web, and word of mouth. Number 3, profile all members and digitize the best practices. And last, create learning opportunities against time constraints for those who cannot attend the activities due to busy schedule. For example, we can create or develop MOOCs and e-learning. And then for the limitation of the study, this study is limited with only 3 participating region respondents coming from the public sector. Hence, documenting the experiences of private community members and escalating best practices will sustain the program, projects, and activities. That would be all. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your research, Ms. Lee and Ms. An. I'd like to comment the quote, "Sharing is caring," mentioned during the presentation. From this APLC, we can conclude that if we could connect ALCoB members more powerfully, the best outcome would follow. It is true that there are still many teachers who are not familiar with ALCoB program, but I believe that teachers visited today's conference would promote and share good cases of us and to your colleague when you have a change. Now I'd like to invite our second presenter of APLC, Ms. Hu Jae-kong from Iri Mohyun Elementary School, will share their research on the analysis on the current education system in APEC member economies. Let's welcome her with a big round of applause.
Hello, teachers in APEC member economies. This is Hu Jae-kong, teacher of Iri Mohyun Elementary School. It is my great honor to present the APLC project named the Analysis on the Current Education System in APEC member economies. My presentation is composed with, firstly, outline of a research project, secondly, contents of the research, and finally, I'd like to share the future implication of this research. This research project, APLC, was initiated by IAC starting from 2020. APLC is a teachers' association to promote internationalization of education. Our team started this project from 2020 and has researched the theme consecutively 3 years in 2020, 2021, and 2022. First year, we studied 6 economies. Second year, 7 economies were researched. Those are Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Russia, Singapore, Thailand, and USA. And as a result of the last year's research, IAC published a book with both Korean and English. These are the covers of the report published in 2020. In addition, these are the covers of the report published in 2021. As you may see, the left is the picture of a Korean version, which was distributed to the ALCoB schools and the educational organizations in Korea. And on the right, the English version sent to the educational authorities in APEC member economies abroad. The research project of this year is to analyze the educational status of the 4 economies, which are Japan, China, Hong Kong, China, Chinese Taipei, amid APEC member economies. IAC announced this third year's APLC project and organized the team member on April amid ALCoB teachers. On December, we will submit our final report to IACE, and you will get the published book around April of next year. Now, I'd like to introduce my great team member. As you may see from this table, each Korean ALCoB teacher takes in charge of one APEC member economy. Firstly, Japan was researched by me, Ms. Hu Jae-gong, teacher in Irimoyan Elementary School. In addition, Mrs. Sayaka Matsukura, Mrs. Sarah Skandari, 2 teachers from International Economy participated. Also this year, 2 consultant teachers who can give us advice about researched country engaged in this project. Secondly, China was researched by Mrs. Hae-rong Gang, teacher in Sejong David Elementary School. Thirdly, Hong Kong, China was treated by Mr. Jong Myung Lee, teacher in Hapcheon Gaya Elementary School. Next, Chinese Taipei was researched by Ms. Se-young Lee, teacher in Daecheong Elementary School. Finally, Mr. Min-chul Shin, teacher in Daegu Chino Elementary School, studied the status of ICT in APEC economies education field. The work scope of this research covers outline of economy, analysis, and statistics of each economy. Then we analyze the educational policies, organization in educational system, and we studied teacher training and the promotion. And finally, we briefly touched the global education cooperation. Purpose of this project is firstly, to establish a foundation for international educational cooperation. And we want to strengthen the expertise of teachers in international education cooperation. During the research, we mostly depended upon ALCoB teachers' personal network for the research in each economy. Besides, we collaborated with PO interpretation and the translation support team, and with the UNESCO researcher of Japan. And we hope this project would be basic material to support international cooperation for ALCoB teachers and the educational institution. Now, I would like to share some results of this project with the comparison of 4 economies. The first is a school system which divides how many years in elementary, middle, and high school. Why the naming in each school system is a little bit different compared with the Korea's 633 system, where 6 years in elementary, 3 years in middle, and 3 years in high school. Each economy has quite a similar system, as you may see in the table. Next is school calendar. As you may see the table, 3 economies start the new school year from fall, while Japan begins new school from April. Most of economies takes 2 or 3 semesters. China, Hong Kong, China, Chinese Taipei have a long summer vacation with a short winter break. Meanwhile, Japan has 1 month summer vacation that is similar with Korea. Lastly, implication of the research, we hope analysis of education system to enhance ability of ALCoB teacher for ACP and the AIB activities, and to support the programs for global cooperation related to education authorities. And finally, to encourage schools abroad to participate in global education cooperation. IAC will publish our final report with both Korean version and English version. Then those books should be distributed in Korea as well as in APEC member abroad to Ministry of Education, ALCoB teachers, and the international education organizations. Please expect our final report. Before ending my presentation, I want to show great respect and thanks to Mr. Hyun-bin Im, the former head of the team, because he helped me a lot during this presentation preparation. And thanks for your attention.
Thank you very much for your presentation, Ms. Gong. Understanding different education systems helps us to plan global education projects, including the ALCoB activities. Every corner of our bookshelves in the office, we refer to this report often. We hope this data could come up with helpful insights for your education projects. Now, we are going to invite our leading principal, Ms. Shuling Wang, from Chengzhou Elementary School from Chinese Taipei, to listen to the 2021 APEC School Leadership Program. Let us invite Principal Ms. Wang with a warm welcome.
Thank you very much indeed. Greetings from Chinese Taipei. This is Shuling Wang from Chengzhou Elementary School. It is my honor to make this precise presentation. My title is about the Chengzhou Education DNA. If you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And here I am. We will keep walking as day goes by. For your interest, this is the photo taken last year when we were attending the international seminar. And we were very happy and we enjoyed a very informative, good time together. And this is the outlines for my presentation today regarding students' learning environment, new education curriculums and strategies, of course, including teachers' working environment, so as to create creative learning culture and climate within faculties, and to design and facilitate creative strategy so as to establish an innovative organization. Once again, welcome to Chengzhou Elementary School, when we are all COVID-19 free. There are many ways to say hello, and in Mandarin, we say, 你好吗? In our Taiwanese dialect, we say, 假爸喂. And in Korea, 안녕하세요. Correct me if I'm wrong. So welcome to Chengzhou Elementary School. See all the beautiful and happy faces. This is the school neighborhood. On the top of the screen, it is our Wugu wetland. In the very middle is our school environment. We have 56 classes and in elementary school, and also 4 classes, kindergarten classes, and 2.5 resources classes. The school area is about 2.5, the school area is about 2.05, with the wetland, the natural classroom, about 177 hectares. So from the other angle of the neighborhood, the school neighborhood natural environment is also our students' classroom. And my school, Chengzhou, is on the very left hand with the red rooftop. And I think the school environment is very vital for the students, so as to help students to emerge in the for an immersive learning environment. And walking through the main gate, this is the concourse, the school main concourse. But I think the environment is also important, so I bring the so-called the wetland-like environment into our school main entrance. And this is before recondition. And after recondition, the so-called wetland-like environment is set up. And this is also an alternative teaching environment for our elementary school students and kindergarten school students, because the students can get handy information in the school campus around. That was the main school gate, but in the back door, we also have the school's rainbow hallway, and see the beautiful and happy faces to say hello. Eventually, we would like our students to learn to say hello to the world. And we developed 4 mainstream lines with the letters in English letter HOPE, whole H is the home magic home, the natural curriculum. And O is to overlook the world, the language part. And P is the passion for art, our art curriculum. And also the human and the cultural part is to embrace home and abroad. And we realize that the process might be a challenge, but we will hold on, and we know that pain ends because we have the education DNA, and the dream will come true by the power of curriculum. We also develop, encourage our students to ask. By asking, that means attitude. Students' attitude is very important, and to develop individual skill based on the knowledge of the textbook and also the environment learning as well. The 4F, we know that the fact is very simple and natural, but we add on our feeling, and we have teaching strategies as the finding so as to move on to get ready for the future ready school. We realize that only by change the word, we'll be able to change the world. So during the process, students to take responsibility by campus cleaning so as to practice cooperation. As for teachers' development, the operation process covers case study, implementation report sharing, and benchmarking visit. Also, we realized the peer conversation and mutual interaction for common good cooperation is very important. We invited professor lecturer or even arranged bilingual open class for experience sharing. The implications for a future ready school, the key person might be, of course, not might be, but must be the leader, including the principals and the leaders. And when we say leader, L-E-A-D-E-R, that means every individual teacher has its own long-term view, lifelong learner, and life deep and life-wise mind. We bear in mind our education minded, and we know that teachers are the key. Also to develop the awareness of self-identification and the dream with fulfillment ability by curriculum. And because of attending this APEC international seminar, we are extending our external connection to enhance leadership competencies. So the very first important factor is to do role modeling. There's a saying that by Peter Drucker that the greatest danger in time of turbulence is not the turbulence, but it is to act with yesterday's logic. So we should move on because each step counts. During the process of learning by doing, there's a joke by saying that patient ever said that, oh, I feel so nervous. This is my first operation. And the doctor said, oh, I know just how you feel because it is my first operation too. We are all in the same boat. We just practice the learning by doing. And I confess that I'm the principal, and principal is the first promoter. We are moving ahead for the best tomorrow. And when we say best, that means bilingual e-study team for a better tomorrow. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, joint efforts makes everything possible. And I really appreciate all the team effort. And when we say team, we are not a group, we are a team. And when we say team, it is together, everyone achieves more. Thank you very much from Chenzhou Elementary School, New Taipei. We hope that we will move on and make every progress. That's all my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing insightful presentation, Principal Ms. Shuling Wang. It was very impressive to see redesigned school environment that was originally a unnoticeable place to joyful corner where students wish to go. This is also amazing to hear what the hope 4 F's, and leader mean? Everyone has a first time of experience something. Anyone here who are interested in global exchange program, I strongly recommend to start it. Now, last but not least, we have prepared the APEC Entrepreneurship Education Program presentation. Let us invite Mr. Afiq Izzuddin Abdul Muzib Yaha from University Brunei Darussalam with a big round of applause.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. I will be presenting my APEC Entrepreneurship Education Program 2021 experiences, including my EduGrow group and also the lesson learned. Before we go into my presentation itself, my name is Afiq Izzuddin. I'm from Brunei Darussalam, and I'm currently final year undergraduate student in University Brunei Darussalam. And I was the participant for AEEP 2021 program, and my group was EduGrow. And in that group also, I was selected by my team members to be the CEO or the leader of the group. So, EduGrow is an ideation of a creative startup center, which designed by 6 aspiring individuals from 4 different economies, including Ms. Min Seo and Mr. Park from South Korea. And then we have Mr. Reno and Ms. Elsa from Indonesia, and Mr. Fong from Thailand, and myself from Brunei Darussalam. So what is EduGrow? EduGrow is a tech education company which mainly focus on the development of ICT and science technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics education. And our motto is to think creative, be productive. Our mission is to cultivate problem-solving skills through the process of self-designing, exploring, and experimentation. We also aspire to bridge the digital divide within APEC countries by empowering and creating inclusive ICT and STEAM opportunities to societies. And to deliver our services, we have 3 main streams. The first one is EduGrow Market, a platform for creatives and techs to sell their products. This include their robots and whatnot. And then secondly, we have EduGrow Freelancers, where talents meet opportunities. In this case, is that where clients are able to find the talents or professionals in ICT or STEAM, and they can hire the talents from there on. And then lastly, EduGrow training programs, which we focus to develop APEC economies, human capital in ICT and STEAM programs. EduGrow also aspires to create positive social impact, that is by reinvesting a percentage of the profit into providing scholarship for less privileged students or individuals to learn ICT and STEAM skills. So in EduGrow, we believe that ICT and STEAM will always be relevant to the market. And these industries have the high potential to generate innovations and problem solvers. However, the opportunities of this industry are still unequally distributed. And from there on, social enterprises such as EduGrow are responsible to deliver the opportunities. So some of the lessons learned that are quite significant to us, other than the program content such as entrepreneurship and so on, we learned the best potential and possibilities of borderless leadership. As the audience can see in the screen now, AEEP 2021 was organized virtually, and we made a full utilization of the Gather Town platform here to have our discussions and meetings. Despite having different time zones and culture, we managed to commit into AEEP 2021 with strong teamwork and contribution from each of the group members through strong communication and also proper task delegation. In addition to that, being the leader of the group, I prioritize my team members' mental health, whereby I encourage them to put AEEP works aside when it's time to rest and only work when it's working time. Also, being members of the team, we did our best to cover everyone when a member was not available to commit. As a result, we managed to win first place in APEC Entrepreneurship Education Program 2021. This best award was an outcome of my group's collective efforts, commitment, and contribution. Some of my recommendations include, but not limited to, first, to continue the APEC Entrepreneurship Education Program as an annual program itself, and then we prefer it to be physically conducted, making Korea as a classroom or a case study, and then form a EEP alumni network group, and lastly, work with entrepreneurship development enterprises for incubation opportunities to potential groups with strong business ideation. Now, before I end my presentation, I would like to show everyone our group pitch or ads video. So before I end, I would like to express my sincere gratitude, especially to the organizer of APEC Entrepreneurship Education Program for this amazing opportunity. With that, I end my presentation here, and thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much for your presentation, and congratulations once again for your award, Mr. APEC. As a group of young leaders had discussed passionately to solve digital divide, they came to create a meaningful project. I really hope to see this startup could be funded and one day invite us to their office, hopefully. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached to the final session of the conference. It is true that the COVID-19 is a global crisis, which threatens our daily lives and education community. Yet, at the forum and the conference, we have heard from educational experts, teachers, and students around the world. ALCoB actively responds and overcomes this difficulty. Before closing the forum and the conference, let's invite the chairman of the Institute of APEC Collaborative Education, Professor Dong-Sun Park, for the closing remarks. Please welcome him with a big round of applause.
Dear ALCoB members, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and buenos dias from Korea Open University in Seoul. It is my great pleasure to announce that the 18th APEC Future Education Forum and the 20th International ALCoB Conference is coming to a close after having achieved a big success. I wish to express our deep thanks to the kind support from the Ministry of Education of Korea, who made possible our achievements. I would like to take this opportunity to express my deepest gratitude to our distinguished speakers, panelists, teachers, and students from APEC economies. In this connection, I wish to highlight ALCoB 2022 achievements made possible by joint efforts and cooperation from all school leaders, teachers, students who took part in ALCoB activities. Participating leaders, teachers, and students have produced a variety of meaningful and far-sighted education projects and action plans. These projects and action plans were all very constructive and useful, befitting APEC's goal of inclusive and sustainable development. We can achieve and realize APEC's goal of inclusive and sustainable development only with joint collective efforts on the part of APEC economies. We share this vision that ALCoB members will be trailblazer of future education and change agent to lead education innovation. We congratulate ourselves on our memorable achievements of 2022 APEC Future Education Forum and ALCoB Conference. And I wish you all a good health and happiness. Thank you very much. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much for your warm remarks, Professor Park. In this connection, we deeply appreciate all school leaders, teachers, and students who have shared fruitful and insightful presentations, and also participants from member economies who have gathered at the 20th International ALCoB Conference. The Korean Ministry of Education and the Institute of APEC Collaborative Education will build strong partnership with APEC member economies. Ladies and gentlemen, the conference session has ended. Your active contribution have enriched the forum and the conference. Thank you very much for joining and staying with us, and we hope to see you next year in person. Thank you.